Everything seems to be moving forward. Faster, smarter, more efficient, more modern. Every week there's a new app, a new feature, a new way to optimize what you do. Technology promises to solve everything. Save time, reduce effort, simplify decisions, multiply results. And it's not a lie. In many ways, we've advanced. We live longer. We access more information. We can speak to anyone around the world in seconds. But there's one question few dare to ask. Is this progress bringing us closer to a better life? Or is it just speeding us up without direction? Because yes, we have more tools, but also more anxiety, more speed, but less presence, more access, but less clarity, more connections, but fewer real bonds. It looks like we're moving forward, but deep down, many people feel lost. Maybe the problem isn't movement. Maybe the problem is what we've come to call progress. They told us progress was about accumulating data, connections, followers, metrics, productivity. And we did it. We're more connected than ever, more informed, more available, more visible, but also more distracted, more exhausted, more dependent, more disconnected from ourselves. We live surrounded by notifications. We scroll without thinking. We reply to messages without intention. We say yes without being present. We rush without knowing where we're going. And we call that progress because everything is new. Everything shines. Everything feels like movement. But movement isn't direction. Being busy isn't purpose. And accumulation is not the same as creation. There are people with full access, every tool, all the tech, and they still feel alone, empty, lost, because when progress isn't connected to something essential, it becomes an illusion. And inside that illusion, we can live for years without stopping, convinced everything is working, while something deep inside is quietly breaking. Maybe we misunderstood what progress really is. We thought it meant adding. But what if true progress is the opposite? What if progress means subtracting, filtering the noise, reducing dependency, returning to what matters? Because you don't need more options. You need more clarity. You don't need more stimulation. You need more silence. You don't need more algorithms. You need more discernment. Progress isn't having the latest version of everything. It's being able to look at your life and recognize what makes sense, what you truly chose, and what was chosen for you. Sometimes evolving isn't inventing. It's remembering what it feels like to think slowly, to have deep conversations, to listen without distractions, to take time for yourself without guilt, to value what can't be measured, to protect what's not profitable, but is deeply human. Maybe progress isn't about going faster. Maybe it's about walking with intention, knowing where you're going, and why. And that doesn't require more tech. It requires more awareness. In a world that changes constantly, Bitcoin doesn't. It doesn't update to become more convenient. It doesn't adapt to be more popular. It doesn't shift its principles with the times. And because of that, it's different. While everything else competes for your attention, Bitcoin holds steady. While everything gets more complicated, Bitcoin stays simple. And while everything can be manipulated, Bitcoin becomes more solid. It wasn't built to entertain you. It was built to endure, to function without permission, to give you something that's nearly extinct: coherence. In a world full of broken promises, Bitcoin doesn't promise anything. It simply shows you a system that doesn't ask for belief. It invites you to understand. And when you understand it, you realize it's not just about tech. It's about recovering something you lost along the way. The ability to build on something that doesn't constantly change. If what you've heard so far has resonated with you, maybe it's time to stop running, to stop chasing the new out of fear of falling behind, to start looking for something real. Orange pill isn't magic. It doesn't have all the answers. It wasn't designed to entertain, but to help you think. It's a space to pause, to shift perspective, to filter the noise, to question the pace you're living at. It's not a product. It's not a social feed. It's not a course. It's a conversation, an invitation, a seed of clarity, because maybe real progress is being able to sit quietly with your own questions and not feel alone. Progress isn't just movement. It's knowing where you're going. And why? Because going faster means nothing if every step takes you further from what matters. If each external upgrade empties you a little more inside. Sometimes real progress doesn't show up in the data or the software updates or the speed. It shows up in silence, in intention, in that quiet sense of building something that's truly yours, even if no one sees it. This podcast isn't here to offer a new version of anything. It's here to ask a question. What part of your life are you calling progress? Just because everyone else does? If something you heard today moved you, I invite you to take the next step. Go to chatgpt.com, click on Explore GPTs, and search for Orange Pill by Miranda. It's free, it's private, and no sign-up is required. Just enter and start looking at your life with new eyes. Not faster ones, but truer ones. I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, may you keep moving forward, even if it means first slowing down